this is our Hinge calf raise. So notice first I'm using a red box. A little different than the D block, which is the black one. The reason why is this has a smooth edge, and so when you're coming down, if there's a smooth edge, it lets your foot bones actually roll. If you have a sharp edge, what happens is your foot doesn't roll, it actually kind of gets pressed into. So I want to use this box because it has the soft roll. It allows my bones of my foot to move. In terms of placement, there is the widest part of your foot, which is where there is a bend between where your foot bones and your actual tarsals are, which are your toes. You'll see if you wiggle your toe, kind of go up in here. And so I want the bending part when I do my calf raise to be here. I don't want my calf raise to be just through the end of the mets. That's gonna put too much stress to them. I'm not really gonna stimulate the calves. I'm gonna get more what's called flexor hallucis longus, which is a big toe flexor muscles trying to stabilize me. So I want that wide part there. I'm also gonna think about as I drop down, the whole foot elongates and the heel comes down. So for most people, starting with just body weight and focusing on this for one leg is more than enough. When I'm ready to load this, so let me give you the first progression. If I'm doing no load, I'm gonna stand both hands here. I can leave this foot here, drop down, make sure I get a nice, good stretch, and then I'm gonna press up. And then on the press up, I could actually lift this leg a little. What I find for a lot of people is if they don't stabilize on their way down, you'll actually see this heel bone as they come down swivel. And so their hip, as they come down, their body's not able to hold the force, and so they turn. So we don't want to turn when we do our calf raise. So your first step is to make sure that you can properly go up and down without turning your hip. So that's what that would look like, okay? Your second step here is you could add load. And so if you add load, you're gonna hold it in the side that does not have, you're gonna hold it in the side that you are lifting off. And so this left hand now balances me from falling to the left while I come up and down. And you'll notice that my range of motion is more limited now that I've added load. Like I'm not going as deep. So I'm gonna maintain this as I come up and down. Last thing I will say, it's very easy as you do this to start looking down at your feet, but what that will do is it will actually kind of fold your body into flexion. So we don't want that. I advise you find your eyes, lock it on a hole, on a beam in front of you or somewhere on the wall, up and down. And if you do this correctly and you're not spinning, you'll actually feel this in your glute, especially here where your hamstring starts to attach into your glute. And that's our single leg calf raise progressions.